All right, welcome to the third review of the evening. Up this time is Ultimate Fishing Simulator. Bored of waiting for a bite? Would you like to catch some fish? You're lucky. In Ultimate Fishing Simulator, fish bite like crazy. Spinning, float fishing, ground fishing, and more. Um, if you're So yeah, this touched to be a fishing simulator of the ultimate variety. I'm like, I'm not sure if anyone here is qualified to take them up on that because I've never been fishing. Have you?
I used to fish, but now my attention span is just like, I'd rather be playing video games.
I went fishing once when I was young, but it was at a beach, and I didn't try very hard, and I felt bad for most of the things we caught. So I didn't do it again.
So yeah, this game is pretty much what it says on the tin in terms
Eddie,
of
just do a local game if you haven't.
I know. I'm looking at the radio stations.
Oh, okay. I didn't even bother with that. I was trying to focus on the game.
I'm looking for something that has like a royalty free or like, something that won't get us copyright dinged. So yeah, carry on.
Fair enough. So anyway. Yeah, it's a fishing simulator. This is a allegedly a competitive game. There's like leaderboards and stuff. But ultimately, there is also a sandbox mode that you can play on that is not eligible for those, but starts with everything unlocked. I didn't do that just because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with choice paralysis. But if you don't, you might have a little bit of a lack of choice paralysis because you start with one place you can go to, although you can change the time of day, which changes some of the fish available. One rod, one kind of bait, one reel. And all of this stuff is customizable separately in the shop. So the first thing you have to do if you're playing in the normal mode is catch some fish, of which you cast your rod into the water and wait for fish to bite at it. It took me a while to figure out this, but there is a change camera button that will give you a bait view in this mode. And yeah, you can pull the line in, let the line out further, jiggle it, right-click to grab on, or jiggle it, kind of. Anyway, and then yeah, once the fish has been nibbling at your bait for a while, you right-click to do or I forget what it is. I think it's like right trigger or something on the controller mode. And then the fish will struggle for a while, and you have to pull, but I usually give it a 5 count after the fish has the bait in its mouth, just 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and then by then it's usually ready to be set. At least that was what worked for me, kind of. And then once you catch and then you have to pull it back in without either breaking the line or running out of line, or letting it be too loose that the fish just gets away. There's also the tension meter, which on mouse and keyboard is with the mouse wheel, that increases the it's not tension, it's drag.
Yes,
it makes the reel stiffer, which makes it a little bit easier to pull steadily sometimes. But if the fish is still energetic, it can make it break. Anyway, once you get the fish, you get some money and experience points for it, and you can release it to get more experience, keep it for I don't know why, or sell it for money.
There is a like trophy room that you can just kind of put your fish in.
Yeah, that might be what the keep it is for. I think it said that you like automatically keep the first one of every type, though. So I don't know if that's the same kind of thing. But yeah, so yeah, you basically have to play the first area for quite a while to build up the money or the money and experience required to the money required to buy license. Well, first off, you need experience to increase your level, and level is a gate on what skills you can buy, what areas you can buy licenses for, and what parts you can buy. And then you also need to get money to actually buy the parts and licenses to visit other areas. So there are several different areas, many of which are references to real places. And then also some of the areas are just the same area, but like the second area you can unlock at level like 2 or whatever is Betty Lake, which is the first map, only it's winter now. So yeah, those cost like hundreds of dollars. Parts vary between a little bit from like tens of dollars to like some of the really expensive reels and stuff are thousands of dollars. Although the unlocking licenses increase rapidly, so they probably get into thousands too. And stuff like bait and things are expensive. Also, the way you switch between the different modes of fishing in terms of like fly fishing and the other options are done by basically building another rod for fly fishing. So you have to you have 5 rod presets, of which you start with only 1 rod, but then you can like buy another rod and reel and then set that one up with the other stuff instead of the basic bait. Sorry, I don't know much about fishing, so I don't know all the terminology, and the game doesn't explain that much to you beyond the initial tutorial stuff. And then there are skills, which are ability, which are like to use an ice auger for ice fishing, to use boats, to gain experience faster, stuff like that, to decrease prices in the shop. There are all kinds of skills, and those cost experience pretty much, or skill points, I think, which you get from leveling up. So yeah, basically you have to spend a certain amount of time in the first zone to unlock later zones. And then you can go to the later zones, and they have different kinds of fish. I believe the Fish Encyclopedia just has pretty much everything in it initially, so you can like look up what the different things are, and also so you're not like filling up a Pokédex, although it does keep records for all of your fish separately in terms of like what the biggest one you've got is. Also, if you press escape, it brings up a menu, and one of the things on the menu is fast travel to different areas on the current map you're on. It took me a while to figure that out. Yeah, it's a fishing simulator. You fish.
Like looking through the various
There's not a story.
Online radio things, it's kind of cool to get that that many options.
Yeah, there are a lot of music options for the online radio, and I think you can probably also customize it for yourself.
Yeah,
and it is fairly in depth in terms of like what realistic factors it takes into account. But I don't know how those affect things because I don't know much about fishing. Like, you don't have a Song of Storms that you can play to make it rain and make the good fish come out.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who was thinking of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, and there's no like sinking lure hidden in the inflow creek thing. It's trying to simulate fishing. There's even when you start up the game, there's a realistic mode that does things like disable the bait's eye view thing. So yeah, I mean, if you like fishing simulators, this is probably a good one. The moving around is a little bit clunky. It's WASD on mouse and keyboard, and you're not fast. And also, I can't help but reflexively worry about catching a fish hook in my eye unless I change to a different rod preset that doesn't have one.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those. Bro, secure your hook.
I mean, I'm guessing that you're going to have to supply your own beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Game does not feature a get you drunk thing, although it probably wouldn't actually make you better at it. This is a little more competitively oriented, I think.
There is.
Oh yeah, one of the other
for,
skills
like,
is the ability to use
too.
boats. So
there's an option like play online with friends or whatever.
Yeah, you can play with other people, so that's a thing. I didn't try to do that because I don't know anyone else who would be playing this. Also, yeah, the hooks come in different sizes, and whenever there's a fish nearby, it gives you a warning that your hook is or isn't an okay size for that fish. I think all of the fish that you're likely to get in the beginning pond are compatible with the basic hook.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
So you don't need to pull out the master ball.
Not on the first map, no.
But
some of the reviews I was reading, because I knew I wasn't going to get that far in this, talked about being in later things where, like, the fish might need you to switch to a different thing. So yeah, I really don't have a whole lot else about that. It seems competent. The graphics are mostly good. The bait's eye view gets a little bit weird when you're pulling hard sometimes. It clips above the water and then you can't see very well. And if you pull it in too far, it doesn't switch out of that view.
Yeah, it does this stupid thing where it treats the camera as a solid object, so if you're close to something, it freaks out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little bit janky, but I mean, not bad. I literally do not have even one other fish simulator that's not named mini game in a Zelda game or something.
The Sega Bass Fishing question mark?
Not even an old console one.
Damn.
All the other fishing I've ever done is mini games in other games, I think.
Yeah.
And the starting off scenarios are absolutely not comparable to fishing off a bridge at a beach. So I can't even compare it to my real life experiences that well.
Right.
So I can't tell you whether it's ultimate or not, but it seems to be pretty fully featured. Also, while I don't think I was provided with any of it, I noticed that there is quite a bit of DLC for this of different places and stuff, and there's even a DLC that is advertised in the in-game shop for Sakura, which is, I believe, a brand of fishing equipment.
Lures, apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, there's that. So they have at least one real brand collab, so that's a thing. I assume this is a relatively full price game.
Yes, it's $20.
Okay, it could be a lot more, but and this game apparently does also have a VR mode, and the VR mode is somewhat compatible with normal play or something. Though there was also something about you can't do in multiplayer with some people in VR and some people in one of the other modes or something. And there's also a VR DLC, which I don't know how that works. So yeah, it's a full-featured game if you are planning on playing a lot of fishing. So I don't think that it being a full-priced game is unreasonable.
And it's still getting support because, apparently they've got a new Florida DLC upcoming. So
yeah. So yeah. Wait, how did you get to this, Petty?
On the main menu, there's a little fish on a plaque icon that takes you to the trophy room.
See, I was looking for that and couldn't find it because, I mean, I had a hard time. You have to press escape to get back to the menu where you, change what lake you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it very much expects you to, be spending most of your session in one place.
Yeah. Like real fishing.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a trophy room. Yeah, I don't have any objections, but I am not the target audience for this, really.
I mean, none of us are, so...
I think I caught 4 different kinds of trout, and then I never saw an Ede or a burbot or a pumpkin seed. I think one of those trouts, I think I saw one that looked different, but I couldn't catch it with my basic equipment, or at least not with the skill I had. I don't know if you can even use boats on maps that don't start with boats there, because Betty Pond does not start with a boat there. But like I said, there's ice fishing mode, which has significantly different controls, apparently.
I mean, that would make sense given that it's ice. So.
And you can, there's fishing from boats and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of different experiences here. Whether you want to work for it to unlock those, or just do it in sandbox mode at the cost of not being eligible for anything competitive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty much good, I guess. I don't have much ground to judge it by. I think I'm just talking in circles at this point. So,
all right. So we'll wrap this up. And yeah, be sure to tune in after the break, as we'll be reviewing Uchikano, Living with My Lovers.